Hey guys, it's Friday, late morning. I want to do a thank you to Terry, WTBM 123, one of my local Ohio buddies. So thank you, Terry, for the sticker, and we're going to get that one put up right now. Here in a second. Got some filler on the board. My heater's about to run out of fuel, but we're working on this Chrysler, and I left the camera at home this morning. I had to go out and check my route for needing salt. We got some freezing rain, so I had to do that, and I decided to get this washed up outside this morning real quick. Just bucket washed it, gave it a quick horse bath, you know, sponge bath. So we got it cleaned up, and I used the panel beater, and basically what we have here is this spot. This is where the main gouge was. It gouged into the damn metal, which I couldn't believe, and I think you guys could probably see those lines running parallel to the bottom of that wheel opening. That's a pretty good one. And then, yeah, it's a little low in that whole area that's feathered out around those gouges. I didn't bother to pull that one right there because it's so minimal. I did pull that one a little bit, so it's not bad. And I pulled a little bit on that one right there, so it's not too bad. And what I'm hoping I can do is panel blend this so that I don't have any color anywhere over there. I'm not worried about the butt match to the bumper. I'm only worried about the match to that door, and blend out into this panel, kind of going from this direction over here, maybe about, you know, at most a light coat this far over, and then, you know, coverage all through here, and then getting light as we go back, and getting light as we get up into here, maybe, you know, that far away. Who knew I could use a sticker as a tool? So we're going to put a wipe of filler on that. I got the heat going, so I apologize for the noise. I'm about to run out of fuel though, so this isn't going to last for long. It's probably 60 in here. I had the heat going earlier. Thanks guys for all the comments on last night's video about the Iwata paint gun. That is a demo. I do not own that gun yet. Let's see. That's a little too close for comfort. Yeah. I think we're going to put Terry with Ron over here. We're going to move Rob under Doug. I think you're going to go right there, buddy. Hang tight. Okay, we got you on the Wall of Fame here, Terry, so we're good to go. Need a small sticker to get in there. My cabinet doors aren't wide enough, and I think in the order the stickers came, Millrick probably would have fit real nice right in the middle there, surrounded by all our buddies. So, yeah, so we got all the supplies here in the crate. I had them in the house last night. I don't like spreading body filler that's like spreading mud. So that's nice and warm, and got the tool cart where I can get to my stuff. Truck bed's still looking pretty shiny. So other than the fact I do need to rebuff it, I keep bitching about that. And I did have a comment on my video last night about beating myself up over the finish of something, and I know the camera wouldn't pick it up with the light hitting it. Let's see if we can get it to come out, if the camera will focus. There's that bullseye. We'll see if it comes out when I block it. Normally they don't, but it's wishful thinking. But my soft edge turned out nice. I just gotta wipe that with a little 1500 and maybe 2000 and buff that right off. That's gonna come out sweet. So I'm happy about that. another question, and maybe this one goes out to anybody that works on the Chryslers and collision industry type stuff. And I haven't worked on anything this new before. This is a 2010, and you know, we can see some sort of maybe E-coat primer right here at the very edge, and then we go into this dark gray. If that's a sealer, that is the absolute thickest sealer I have seen in my life. Oh, there it goes. There went the heater. Here comes the little poof of smoke. Okay, that's the thickest sealer I've ever seen in my life. I started running the DA over it, and it was like a wall. That stuff is ridiculous, and I don't know if maybe the metal stampings on these aren't that good and they prime the hell out of them. I don't know. But we've got this sanded back. I've had some grinder marks in here with some 36 in the metal areas, and then I took my DA with 80 grit and scuffed out into the paint on all of these. And I did back sand with a little bit of 320 around it, which I'll do more once I figure out where my filler is going to end, because my finished work will be with 320. But I wanted to get a good scratch in that, and 80 grit always works for me. But I like to give it a little grinder mark just for good measure, you know, so that it's got something. But the 80 grit scratch is typically plenty. And that's just a question to go out there to you guys that work on these every day. That's just unbelievable. I didn't hit anything that thick on the Duramax original paint. That stuff is just, it's like a candy shell on these, and it's just unbelievable. Never seen anything like that. So anyways, we're going to get some filler mixed up here. So I'm going to figure out what I do with the tripods, probably right where I left it. I'll take you guys into the mixing room here. Not that there's anything set in stone that I have to actually mix filler in here, but it's convenient. It's where my bench is. And I learned this trick from Milo. To keep a nice edge on your spreader, and this one's not bad. If you got a piece of cardboard laying around, kind of dress the edge of it. And I don't know if the camera will pick it up, because the camera is just not in the focusing mood here. There it goes. You can see that little fuzzy edge on there? You take your finger and run along that and pull the little strings off of it, and that'll have a nice sharp edge to it. You know, it seems like over time when you go to do filler work, that you know, more often than not, guys just throw these on the floor or throw them away. But I try and reuse them for a while to keep them in, you know, keep them in the mix here. But we got about that much filler, which is probably too much. We've already kneaded the hardener up, so I'm gonna put you guys on stand here. We're gonna get that mixed up, and we're gonna wipe it on there. That panel has already been wax and grease removed, and we should be good to go for that. So we're just going to put maybe a pea size or a little less in this. It shouldn't take much. That's plenty of hardener. I don't have to worry about not having enough work time with it because that area is very small. Stuff's definitely a little thicker than I like it though. Just in taking it out of the house and putting it in the truck, it thickened up a little on me. But we're going to try and put a pretty tight wipe on that, because it shouldn't take much to fill that in. And some of you guys don't like these Bondo videos, so you know, if the Bondo stuff's not for you, there's a button down there on your player that says stop, and there's a back button on your browser, so you can mosey right on back to something a little more entertaining, because I know this can get kind of boring at times. One thing about it, when the filler is warmer, it mixes together faster. Like I said, this isn't bad, but it's not ideal. I think the area of the house that I keep this in is about 65 to 68, but you take it for a walk outside of the house when it's 20 degrees out or 30 degrees out, and it don't take long. I noticed my I think we're going to put that in the cleaner, and we're going to dress another spreader. That should do. I don't even know where the hell I was going with that. That's what sleep deprivation will do for you. I got up at 3 yesterday morning and stayed up till midnight, and then got up at 4 this morning, so. That's way too much filler, but we're gonna roll with it. This other one's going to be a little bit tricky. Let's see how that does for a first wipe. Whatever's left ought to be able to get with the glaze. Like I said before, that was way too much filler to mix up, but you know, your eyes are always bigger than your stomach. At least mine are. That should get me where I need to be there now. I probably won't hit that with 80 grit very much. I'll do a little 80 on it just to knock it down real quick, and then I'll go right to 180, and then we'll put some putty over that. Yeah, that's what we got left. That was 3 times more than I really needed, but it's okay. So we'll get that going. I'd like to get this done and in primer. I'll show you a little trick I learned on back masking for primer. You might have seen me use the cardboard trick before, so you don't have to mask a whole big panel up, but I've got another trick that I had learned before but totally forgotten about. I don't know if you guys are subscribed to Justin Jimmo, who's up in Canada. Refinish Network is his website, and that's Jimmo for Life is his channel name. And I've been watching Jimmo for a while, and I'm a member over in their website and their forum, and there's some cool guys there. They're definitely pretty helpful. And I know a lot of people are always looking for new places to see what other guys are doing and all that. So that's one I like. I joined about 2 years ago, and they were very gracious to me as kind of a newbie joining into their forum, where it's mostly guys who are painters and professional bodymen. But they're usually pretty helpful. And they have a thing similar to our Mumble. I don't know if they're still doing it. I did it once, I think, and it's called Ventrilo. People have heard of that before, I'm sure. But it's like a chat thing, and they used to have, I think they still have it, like a chat box right on the website, which is just typing. You can message back and forth. It's like an instant messenger. And that was pretty cool. Met a few cool guys over there. you know, guys from just like us, guys from all over the world, talking about you know, how they do things and what they did, and posting pictures, and just an all around pretty good group of guys. I give another shout out here, and I don't know if everybody saw Darren's video yesterday, but the gentleman's name is Matthew A78, I believe, is the channel name, his username. And he just sort of started putting up a couple vids, has a couple intro vids, and he's a professional bodyman painter, you know, in the real world. And he is, I guess, recently, or maybe not so recently, gone from being a full-time bodyman painter to basically running their shop, being an estimator and things like that. But he's going to do start putting some vids up and doing stuff at home, because like any of us, I think you'll agree, if you've painted before, once you start doing it and enjoy it, it's hard to give it up. That's why I do it. Plus I like the side income from doing it and doing nice work for people, saving them a few bucks compared to the big shops, but not always the case. You know, sometimes it's hard to be too cheap on a job, because you know what it really takes to do the job and do it right, and what they're actually going to do at most of the good shops. You know, they're going to de-trim stuff and really, you know, blend where paint needs to be blended, you know, and paint additional panels as part of the job. And it might be a little more expensive, but depending on the color and the location of the repair, you know, a lot of times it's the right way to do it. I'm just hoping on this one we don't have to blend too far. Hoping to get away with just panel blending this. I really don't want to have to paint that door. And of course I did mention de-trimming things. Let's take a quick look right here on something that I'm not going to de-trim, because I realized what it is. I've never painted a quarter on a van before that had doors on both sides. Usually they just have the door on the one side, but now the newer vehicles have them usually two sliding doors. And you have this belt molding here. Well, this belt molding is part of the door track to keep this door aligned as it comes down. And it's got one screw in it back here, and then I believe each one of these guys right here are actually bolts from the back side. I thought they were pins, and I tried to pull them out like a trim clip, and that wasn't working. And then the more I realized what they actually were, it wasn't working. So what we may do is take the screw out of that end and out of this part of the track so it's a little looser, and we'll wedge something underneath there so that I can scuff pretty damn close to that. I don't want to have any clear bridge in that, especially this corner back here. I want to kind of do that the right way. But I think in order to remove this belt molding, and somebody who's done it can probably tell me that you may have to pull the inner trim panel off to do that, which isn't a huge deal probably, but I've never taken one apart and I haven't climbed in here to look at it. You guys have seen me do the video on repairing the hearse and stuff like that. Let's see if this door will open for me. Make sure that doesn't hit the ceiling here. Okay, we're good. This vehicle has, kind of like the hearse type vehicles, it's got a sliding floor in it. It's got a metal track on there that's some sort of polyurethane tracks on it, or hard plastic, so things will slide in and out easier. They use this to run to the airport to pick up bodies and hospital and things like that. So if that kind of stuff creeps you guys out, I apologize, but it is what it is. This is not an automatic lift gate. I thought it would be. But just like the Cadillacs, it's got a an automatic latch on it, so you don't have to slam it. It pulls itself down. So we've got this pulled down and out of the way. There's just one clippy clip right here where my finger is, and 3 push-in, screw-in type retainers that go on the side there. So that was easy to pull down, and we'll wedge it so that it's far enough out of the way that I can scuff all my edges and you know, do this the right way, clear the whole panel. No clear coat blend here. I learned my lesson trying to make a panel on a silver Cadillac that way about 8 years ago. Tried to blend the clear too close and I wasn't getting the clear to melt out with the reducer, so I kept hitting it and it bit into the base coat and smeared the base coat and mottled it all up. Luckily it was a used car, it was, you know, a wham bam, but it kind of sucked nonetheless. So alright, I'm gonna cut you guys off here, excuse me, and we'll block that out here in a little bit. Okay guys, it's about 6:30 or 7 o'clock Friday, and kind of got delayed. This has actually been done for like 3 hours. My buddy Andy was here and we started BSing about this, that, and the other. And anyway, you guys saw this when it was in finishing putty. That was blocked out with 180 and then finished out in 320 with the DA to get all those sand scratches out. And we scuffed. I really didn't want to get this big into my painting area, but it ended up being necessary. There were more waves in this than SeaWorld, that's all I gotta say. So we ended up getting them all knocked out, and that's 3 coats of MP4 2K Matrix Primer. We had it back masked. You can still sort of see a little fuzziness there. That's where I have it scuffed to. And in all actuality, this primer is going to be sanded back probably a good inch to inch and a half from where it is. Same thing on the ends. I just went a little farther so I had room to step back my 3 coats. So we'll block that out with 400 and then 600 tomorrow. And it feels real nice. The primer gun was spraying like crap, and the funny part about it is this stuff still laid down not too bad. So, and it feels nice. I'm doing the trick of close your eyes here and run your hand over it. I might have something a little questionable right there, but it doesn't feel like much, if anything. That edge feels good. Now, that dark gray primer that I had feathered back originally on this, I'm not familiar with the new coatings on these vehicles, if that's some sort of waterborne primer or not. Or maybe there was something wrong with it when this car was painted, and it may explain why. I've got a look. This is a 2-year-old vehicle, 30,000 miles, garage kept, washed every day. Is the camera going to pick it up? There's rust on a seam way up here, and the driver's door has more. Way up there. That's 4 feet off the ground. You can see about the level that is. Maybe the camera's not picking it up, but it's rusting in that seam, that high up. The Duramax is 12 years old and has no rust that high up. Okay, so getting back to the story. So that primer that was feathered out before I did my body work, I put a smear of putty over that and started blocking it out after my other body work was finished with the regular 3M Platinum Plus. I stuck my fingernail in that gray primer that was pretty thick, you know, factory primer, whatever the hell it is, and it was soft. So that was the other reason this area got bigger, because I basically encapsulated it in putty. I don't know what the hell the problem was. You know, maybe the filler catalyst reacted with that primer. I don't know. Never seen anything like it. It wasn't my filler that was soft, it was that primer. So something aggravated it, so I buried it. Hopefully it'll be okay. We'll see what this looks like in the morning after I guide coat it and block it. If it's sunk somewhere, I'll know what happened, and we'll have to go to plan B. So if anybody's got a comment on that, I don't really know a whole lot about that stuff, and I've never seen a factory, I'd call it a sealer, because it went, when I feathered it, it went from my E-coat to that gray primer that was thicker than thick. You know, normally when you feather edge something out in 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch steps, you know, for each coating, it will, you won't feel it. When I got from that coating to the base coat, or that coating, I'm sorry, between that coat and the E-coat, I started stepping that back, and that stuff, I bet, was every bit the thickness of a business card. That's thick. So, who knows? Something I'm not familiar with, but I wanted to give you that end of the day update, so we're going to block that out in the morning. And if the weather's not too bad, we're going to take it back outside, and I'm going to do my scuff. I'll mask off the stuff I need to mask off so I don't scuff onto it, and get all my area scuffed for clear up here, and you know, give it a general rinsing, and get the floor swept in here, get the Duramax covered, put my nice hospital bed sheets, courtesy of Andy. They get a lot of those, but I don't need to tell you how. Drape some paper over that, and the rest of the truck's already bagged up, so no biggie. We'll get her done. So there's your 5-minute and 30-second update for the end of the day. I'll get this uploaded, and thanks for watching and subscribing and all that good stuff. We'll catch you on the next